This is my mom. Throughout my life, my mom has been the do-it-all person that I've once wished to be, as she has helped me through my journey of life. She has faced many challenges, and all of these challenges have shaped who she is right now. My mother was born in Kaohsiung, a city in the southern part of Taiwan, but moved to Taipei, a city in northern Taiwan, when she was 2 years old. Starting her childhood, people would think her childhood would be great. Dead wrong. Her mother accused her father of having an affair, neglecting his duties of being a father and supporting the family. At home, she could hear the fights going on around the house while she was in her room, but she can only try her best to ignore them. At only 10 years old, my mother's parents decided to separate, filing a divorce only 15 years later. My grandmother decided to take my mother and her 2 siblings and move to the other side of Taipei, to a house where my grandmother still currently resides. At least she has her 2 siblings to stay positive, 2 older siblings, a brother and a sister, with the age gap being 3 and 4 years. However, both of them moved out for their education, her brother being first, then her sister moving 3 years later. During the first 2 years after the separation, when my mother and sister were still together, life in the house was extremely tough. My mom and her sister noticed their mother's temper was extremely unstable. Fits of rage and sorrow was extremely prevalent due to the fights with her now separated husband. My mother and her sister at the time didn't have a close relationship, as her sister was basically not at home the entire day due to studies. Matter of fact, no one in the household actually were even close to having a relationship. A few years go by and my mom is currently in high school, and at the time, none of her siblings were in town for the next couple of years. It should be known that in Taiwan, being a divorced woman is shameful, and that a kid from a single-parent household has low expectations for success. Society will look down on that family, even the woman's family members will distance themselves from them. For example, my grandmother, after she was divorced, wasn't allowed by her parents to even return for Chinese New Year, a holiday meant for family reunion. My mom's goals was to succeed, first in academics, then in life in general, to prove stereotypes about single-parent households and to prevent people from looking down at her mother. My mom put all of her focus into academics, reaching top 5 in her class and top 15 among girls in her grade, to prove that the stereotypes among single-parent households weren't all that true. However, even with the academic achievements, her relations with her mother still have not improved, as the amount of conversations between the two were still limited. My mom later went to the University of Tomcom on a scholarship due to her consistent academic scores for a bachelor's degree. She majored in business administration and passed through college without many challenges, making many friends along the way. After college, she had a job in HR and marketing for TSMC, currently the #1 company for creating semiconductors for computers. She worked for 1 to 2 years before deciding to fly over to America, going to San Jose State in pursuit of a master's degree in instructional technology. However, she had trouble adapting to the new culture in America.
I remember I had what is called a culture shock. A lot of things I was used to back in Taiwan were no longer the same. For example, the different customs and the etiquette. But not only that, the English language that I learned in Taiwan, comparing it to what people said when I was in the US, was completely different.
My mom, after her master's, moved back to Taiwan, but returned to the US pretty quickly and got a job as an account manager in ASUS, the computer hardware company, but quickly quit after I was born, and my sister 2 years later to take care of us. Being a stay-at-home mom, she tried her hardest to give both of us the best chances for success and gave us a path to find new opportunities. Everything is going great. 2017. Me and my sister just finished a tutoring session. We walk out of the building and get in the car. 5 minutes later, my mom receives a text, then a call. She picks up the phone, ends it abruptly, and falls apart, crying in the driver's seat. Later revealed to us that it was her aunt, life taken away from lung cancer at 70 years old.
She was like my second mom. She is my second mom. The news was absolutely devastating, and I was very vulnerable after hearing this. She took care of me when my mom didn't have the time to, and she loved me like I was her own daughter.
Today, my mom lives a stable lifestyle, balancing home and work. She left her old life back in Taiwan behind to start anew in America. She has fought past the number of challenges and sorrows that fate has put in front of her. She has always put others in front of her, giving up so much for her family as a child, as a wife, and as a mother.
There have been a lot of things that at the time caused a negative impact on me, but these are the things that made me into what I am today. I can show to the people who look at me that I can keep going forward no matter what happens.